Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined here by none other by Wise Take's regular cash game specialist. We got Patio Joe. You can find him on Twitter at PatioJoeRef. That's REF. Patio, my man, how's it going, bro?
Yo, it's going pretty well. I got the text a little late, so I'm stepping in tonight.
Filling in.
Filling in for whoever was supposed to be on. I don't really care, so I was just sitting down. My boy was asleep, so I figured, you know what, I'll step in. And wife didn't give me, I guess, the look that Paulie D's girl gave him. So he's cool. So, we're just sitting here. I look like it seems like there's still one game going on right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's two?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tampa and Oakland, and the Giants and Cleveland are still finishing.
Yeah, okay. So right now, I got one team. It looks like it might cash in the $25 47-man. Again, that I think that I'm starting to come to this realization where I think I'm just going to play like a $25 like 50-man and the $12 50-man. Just play that every day with some cash games and just kind of just play that for a little while. Kind of hectic right now, and I think that just the way that baseball is, I think that I always stress really responsible bankroll management, and it's a marathon with baseball, and plus we all know that we're trying to get gearing up for football season. So not only are we're there's more just football talk more during the day as it is. It's a little bit, your attention is somewhere else.
Right.
So it's a little tougher these days. So I figure, just kind of hone in on a couple lineups, play like this. It's okay if you can, I guess you can go heavy, maybe one day a week, the day that you really like. For me, it's Thursdays, but then there's other days where, just lay off, it's okay.
Yeah.
Me and Paulie talk about all the time about like how much you need to like play to get that feeling, that
to feel like you're playing.
Yeah.
To feel like you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need to go overboard for sure, man. Yo, real quick, man. Props to you and Paulie and all of us, really. The whole team. Like Jason Gady wrote the. You can find him on Twitter at the Real Slim Gady. His exit velocity article was dope. He had Castellanos on there, and Q's had some good stuff. Q's had some sick NASCAR stuff the other day, man. Our whole team, man, has just been killing it. We even have Cecil Peters, my man Cecil Peters, that's his Twitter handle. He's been writing Cecil Peters, excuse me. He's been writing our NFL stuff. He's been writing some awesome stuff, man. And like you and Paulie D, your articles crushed today again. It's just like, man, every day to just put down some great stuff, man. The team is strong right now. Like the team is strong. My team is strong.
What I like about it is that, just kind of the way it works and the way I feel like the way it's working better for me and Paulie is because I'm writing the cash game and Paulie's writing the GPP, the main one. We're like kind of waiting more because we like to see the lineups more. I like to see when the value opens up because that's when I'm like, okay, that's who we want to go for and this and that. And then, but then you got the guys, Gady coming out, Saspi, like during the day with Q's and stuff like that, like kind of like showing them a little bit of stuff during the day to keep their appetites wet, get them thinking about who to play, because I mean, even if I'm not coming on here, my process starts the night before,
right.
And you got to look at stuff. And then the day of, you're either listening to some podcast or you're listening to something and you're reading something and you finally, Fangraphs has up the probable pitchers. So then you start really getting into who you like and stuff like that. And your real process starts. So yeah, that's what you need to do every day. I think that develop a process, like I was showing you earlier. I was like, my pad of paper,
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
very simple. You know what I mean? I know it's archaic, but it's what helps you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No. Absolutely, I 100% agree. And that's some of the things that we're trying to. That's part of what you get, from Wise Take, from the whole team, team Wise Take, is you
Mm-hmm.
get the process, like like you mentioned, like the timeliness. Cuse and Gady, their article typically comes in a little earlier because it's a little less
Mm-hmm.
lineup dependent. It's more just they're breaking it down with what we know. What do we have to work with now? Well, we know such and such is hot and cold. We know that these guys are hitting the ball hard. And then when the lineups start to come out, Joe's going to tell you where the value guys are in cash games. He's going to tell you who the
Mm-hmm.
safe pitcher is, or who the guy that, like, even if he busts, you're not going to get killed because everybody's going to be on him. And you got Paulie who's going to tell you what to do in these tournaments, and you
Mm-hmm.
even have Joe telling you what types of contests. I'm just saying, man. Like this, all of us, the
Mm-hmm.
live streams were on point today, man. Like we were preaching Lester, on the live stream, which is that's what happens. Like we did the podcast before, and we really weren't crazy about Lester, Paulie and I, and then the next day came, the lineups came out. We saw Adams wasn't playing, and it just like you knew the weather was going to scare people away, and it just seemed like things opened up. And if you were a member and you watched the live stream, you could have like went through that process with us, and you could have asked your questions, and we have this community vibe, this like family vibe in our
Mm-hmm.
in our subscribers and everything like that, and it's just I just couldn't be happier with the way things are going, man. It's been phenomenal since the launch, man. Since the launch, man.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun every day going into the live streams, and it's nice when you see some members win and they get those screenshots.
Yeah.
And our articles have really been hitting it. And believe it or not, like Paulie said, I think that we may have not have been hitting it as much lately, but they are, as long as our subscribers are.
Yeah, they've been winning.
It's really
We've been
cool.
seeing some good stuff from them, and that's what it's all about. That's what we're here to do. We can play on our own, but we do this to try to help, because like my philosophy is the more better players, the better it is for the industry. Because if you're not good, you're not going to keep playing. If you keep losing
Mm-hmm.
every night and you're losing all your money, you're not going to keep playing. So in order, the industry needs you to keep playing. And so you're only going to keep playing if you could win. Like you don't necessarily have to win millions of dollars, but like you'll keep playing if you're enjoying it and you're winning and you're not just pissing
Mm-hmm.
away money. So it's like that's the whole philosophy is we love this industry. I want to be able to do this for a while and just have fun and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it. And I want others to do it too. And the way I want it to happen is I want us, our team, our army that we built. I want us to teach other people how to play it, how we learned it. Because it was tough, right, Joe? Like me, you, Paulie,
Mm-hmm.
like we all had to learn, like everybody. We learned accuse, and it wasn't easy. Like you didn't know where to look. And there's like 50 million places to go, and like I wish that I was looking for, I wish I would have had a place to go to and just kind of like have a one-stop shop and like be able to have those
Oh
features
yeah.
and have accessible people and a community, because it's not even when we're not in the chat or we're not available, you got to see the conversations that our subscribers have with each other, talking each other off and on to certain plays, and like two minds are always better than one, three are better than two, etc., and it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And like
I
like that's
agree.
the culture we're bringing here, man. you know
I agree.
Thinking it. With that said, we will be running a promo for a little while here, if only for the podcast listeners. So we're not putting this on any other platform. Only for you podcast listeners. 20% off. 20% off the monthly, weekly, or daily passes. You can use this coupon once. So I would probably prefer you use it on the monthly package, because if you use it on the day pass, it's really not much. So
Mm-hmm.
but anyway, the promo code I believe is podcast. So that's it. When you go and you sign up or you purchase your next subscription or whatever it is, you want to just type in the coupon code area. You want to type in podcast. Anyway, Joe, anything you want to add there?
No, man, you should sign up, give us a month. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a good, 6 weeks. Uh, there, I mean, there's more than 6 weeks. I mean, there's still probably about 10 weeks left of
And it's a
baseball
grind,
season,
man.
but
It's a grind.
it is a grind. And when football comes, it's really going to be a grind.
Yeah.
So this is time when it's good time to learn the game. A lot of people are going to be backing out. A lot of people are going to be concentrating more on football. It's a way to just learn it. You don't have to play a lot every day. You don't have to play high stakes. It's not. Everybody thinks they gotta get win the squeeze. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. No.
You're not the 1%. Sorry,
Nah.
we're not.
And if
But we're
if that's what
here.
you're looking for, just go play the lottery, because the payout's going to be bigger
Yeah.
if you win. You know what I'm
I
saying?
said, yeah, come to White State. We have fun too. I'm
Yeah. Well,
telling
we
you,
have a
man. We have
blast, man.
laughs.
We have a
Trust me, we laugh. You are going to laugh at least when you listen, either at my takes or at my jokes. One of the two. Okay, like listen, this is what I told everybody on the live stream today. Remember what I told everybody?
I
What Phil Dunphy says?
yes.
Okay, okay, marry somebody who looks sexy while disappointed. Think about that.
Yeah, that's what
Think about that.
that's what he left our subscribers with. So if you would have
Mar-
subscribed, you would have got that wonderful closing advice
Mhm.
for setting your
And tomorrow I will have another one.
life.
That's the thing.
See, it's worth
Marry someone who looks sexy while disappointed.
it. Words of wisdom from Patio Joe.
What's the first game? Let's get into the
Let's
first
do
game.
it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's a 15 game slate. So,
I know we got
you know what I
a
mean? So
lot.
we're gonna,
We've been rambling,
yeah.
but it was a good day for the site, and so we wanted to take some
Mhm.
time to talk about it. But like you
Yes, it
said,
was.
Junior Guerra of the Milwaukee Brewers visiting Ivan Nova of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, you know, this is a game that I think that because there's so many games out there to go with, I'm really going to cross it off. I mean, I think I might look at Nova as a second pitcher on DK. He's only 7'6". The problem is that even though he's facing a team that strikes out a lot, he doesn't strike out very many guys. So you kind of ask yourself, how does that really work? Does that mean that he's going to strike out a few more than he normally would, or is Milwaukee just going to tee off? You know, he does get a lot of ground balls, so I don't mind him. On the other side, Junior Garrett can get blown up. He's 5'4" on DK. I don't know, looking at him. You know, I think that you can look at some, you know, McCutcheon's really, really hot right now. Harrison's okay, but I just think you should go to another game. So many that's going to be pretty good tomorrow. So
Yeah, man, I'm definitely with you. I mean, I think what you said about Nova was right on. I think on DraftKings as an SP2 option, he's interesting. He's cheaper there, $600 cheaper than he is on FanDuel. And on FanDuel, it's tough to play Nova because for upside because you do have Kershaw, so you have a guy with like a super high ceiling. So, um, but still, he's interesting. Like you said, he does. His problem is he's not really the guy that's striking out a lot of people. But again, it's a situation where he can if he's against the right matchup, and this could be a matchup like that. You mentioned he gets a lot of ground balls, so I think on DraftKings where those hits and all that stuff really hurt you and add up. I think he's more suited for that. But I certainly think Nova's in play. With that said, I'm not crazy about the Milwaukee offense either. It's just I'm worried about the upside here against a guy like Nova, and the same thing on the other side. Like I don't know, like Josh Bell is interesting. You mentioned McCutcheon; he's been hot, but like Josh Bell is interesting. Um, I really only like to take him against lefties, even though he's a switch hitter. But he's only 3-2 on FanDuel, so I'm just listen. Is that like a play that's giving you like mega upside, like double donk potential? Maybe, very most likely not. But if you're just looking just for somebody to give you like a decent like floor at a decent price, like if you're just left with that, you know, he's somebody worth considering as Guerra, I think. All right, Tyson Ross of the Texas Rangers visiting Dylan Bundy of our buddy Fuegos, Baltimore Orioles.
Yeah, today they really screwed a lot of people over today.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody wanted it. They wanted that had like the highest over under. It was like Coors game. Everybody was going to stack it because you had Tillman and you had Cashner, and every once in a while you get Cy Young Cashner for some reason.
I don't more than we should see. We see that more than
believe
we should.
it or not. It's seriously. I think what I'm gonna do is that next year I'm gonna start a list of like just pitchers that are like, when are they gonna blow up pitchers? Like it's literally. I don't know how they're doing it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
Like, and sometimes they get got, like Jared Weaver.
Jared Weaver.
Yeah.
Eventually, like Bartolo, who we'll
Jared
talk
Weaver
about
prop.
later.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Yes. Okay. So let's get back to this game. Okay.
Yeah.
So Dylan Bundy's been pretty terrible lately.
Yeah.
He's had one good game over the last like 4 or 5 starts. So it's someplace you want to look at. Not having really getting into like his numbers and his home run rate and stuff like that, the way it's been. I'm definitely going to look at some of the bats here for Texas. On the other side, Tyson Ross hasn't been much better at all. I think he's had one decent start, but nothing has been. It's been very underwhelming. He hasn't gone more than 6 innings, and he's only had one quality start. So cross those both guys off. If you want to attack them, you can. I just don't know if there might be some better people to attack.
Yeah, man. I think I'm with you there. Not really interested in the pitchers, and I know, man, it was funny. Started out, they disappointed a lot of people, a lot, especially like Andres and Beltre and those dudes, man. Like, they really let down a lot of people. But I still think that, I mean, it's funny because it almost seemed like some people chose that game over Coors. Like they straight up did. They chose that game. Like, I saw a lot of game stacks and things like that in there.
Oh yeah.
And like, I don't think that's going to be the case this time. I think this time they learned because Coors kind of went off. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
I think maybe
Hmm.
now that they're like, oh no, man, I'm not going to stay away. And it's Kershaw slate too. Oh yeah,
Hmm.
Kershaw. You know what? Everybody's cheap here. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not
Hmm.
sneaky, but listen, you know what it is. These pitchers both struggle against lefties. It's not sneaky,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it's a high total, like you said.
Hmm.
All right. Michael Waka of the St. Louis Cardinals visiting Rafael Montero of my New York Mets.
Oh, yeah. This is another game. You're trying to get like a read on it. Um, Waka. He's actually been not bad the last three starts. Got 44, 55, and 40, and one of those was against the Nationals. Um, I just don't know. I think the Mets they hit righties pretty well. Conforto hit a home run today. Had him in the cash article. I had him in my cash lineup, to be honest too, and so happy about that. So yeah, I just like I said, there's so many games tomorrow. Like Montero is terrible too. So go after him with lefties. I like Carpenter batting second. It's weird him being a second baseman now. Um, Montero's last, I don't know, and he's been coming out of the pen a little bit. He hasn't really been starting that much, so I don't know. Like I think that you can attack this game if you want.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. And it's funny. It's funny with Montero. I know Montero well enough, being a Met fan, and his xOBA numbers this year aren't all that terrible. And you're right, he has spent some time coming out of the pen. He was sent down for a while, but 322 to lefties, 313 to righties. The issue with him is he has a habit of walking people before he gives up the dongs. So he's
Mm-hmm.
not he's not like giving up a lot of solo shots, but he'll walk like three or four guys and then get frustrated that he can't throw a strike, and then he'll just throw a meatball right down the middle to like like a Chris Davis type player, and that's it, and then that's why he's terrible. But he is terrible. He's not very good. Yeah, I think the bets are interesting. Like, they don't scream at you. Like, there's other spots that look more attractive, but Walker's been struggling pretty heavily against lefties. I will point that out. So I think the
Mm-hmm.
Mets lefties are once again a go. The issue seems to be pinpointing these guys, right? Because like I think Duda hit a home run today, Conforto hit a home run today, which was a great call, Joe. Wrote him in the article. But then you have Struble, another lefty, and Bruce, who didn't do anything today. So like the Mets have been kind of hit or miss. So maybe like more of a mini stack. Like just try to pick two of the lefties. And don't forget Cespedes. Don't forget Cess. I know he's cold right now. So maybe I wouldn't play him in cash right now. But don't forget Cess if you're doing a little mini stack or a stack. But yeah, I'm with you there. And yeah, the Cardinals are fine. Carpenter, gotta love Carpenter. Second base. I'm so glad he's back at second base. That just makes
It kind
life
of
easier.
makes it a lot more. You want to pay up at second base, you can.
Yeah, and,
You know,
and Paul
a lot more
DeJong at
options.
shortstop, man. This dude has been
Yeah.
crushing, man, since he's been up here. Now he's a shortstop. That was
Mm-hmm.
cool. So those are two things on the Cardinals that I think are cool. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm with it though. I'm with it. J.A. Happ, the lefty from the Toronto Blue Jays, visiting Brian Johnson, the lefty of the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, two lefties going to Fenway tomorrow.
They're,
The Let's see. The line is what's the run total in this game?
they don't have it out yet. I
They
guess
don't
they
even
haven't
have.
established the
Oh
pitchers
boy.
in time or something.
Yeah. Well, I what I basically do is, who hits lefties good on the Blue Jays? Smoke. Who else? Donaldson, Morales, Pilar. Those are the guys you're looking at. Russell Martin batting second. There you go. On the other side, who hits lefties well for the Red Sox? Bogarts, Pedroia, Betts. Um, just look at that. If you have two lefties, it's very simple. See who hits the lefties well. You're not going to get any of the pitchers. If you want any of the hitters, go for it. That's what I look at it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you there. I have some interest in Toronto. Like Brian Johnson, listen. I know he started off really strong, but he's got to show me a little more.
Mm.
Like I'm not,
Yeah.
they were swinging the bat a little bit today. And he's got to show me a little more. Like I don't think people are
Mm.
gonna want to pick on him. And Toronto, like they did okay today. Like I don't want to say they're necessarily trying to wake up, but they're starting to swing the bat a little better as a team.
Mhm.
So I think they're interesting, and it's a smaller park, so it's interesting for sure. I'm with you. Obviously, Hap, his price is nice at 7.6. It's just the Red Sox don't strike out a lot, so even you just have to worry about his upside
Yeah.
there. But yeah, all right. We got Vincent Velasquez of the Philadelphia Phillies visiting Adam Conley, the lefty from the Miami Marlins.
All right. First, we talk about this game. Big shout out to our man Paulie D with a standing call with 2 bombs today.
Yo, that was
Paulie D had that.
crazy.
Yes.
On the
On the
live
live stream,
show,
they said 3.
yeah, he was like on the live stream. He's like, he's gonna hit 3 home runs today. Dude hit 2
Yeah.
and is like like pretty early. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. It was. Yeah, it would have been bad. Yeah, so this game, I think that you could go there. Velasquez, the guy has strikeout upsides, but he's going to go 5 innings or 6 innings, and I just don't think he's going to be able to match what you need.
This is first start back too, I think too.
His first start back, yeah. I say, if you want to attack him, you can attack him, and I think on the other side, with Conley, he is, he's a favorite. He is cheap. I don't think he doesn't have much strikeout upside, and the Phillies they don't really strike out too much, so nothing really to look at here. I wouldn't really attack the Phillies. I wouldn't really pick the Phillies. Maybe a value guy, but I wouldn't. I wouldn't pick Conley either.
Yeah, man, I don't want the pitchers here. Velasquez is a guy that I'll roster in certain situations. This is not one of them. You don't need him. He's super cheap. Don't get me wrong. But Miami swinging the bat well. We saw Boyer hit a home run today. Stanton hit 2 dongs today. So their offense is not their problem. So yeah, and not to mention, Velasquez's xO with the lefties this year is 400. So keep that in mind. So I think like Yelich, Gordon, Bohr, all these guys are in play. Ozuna, he crushes righties. 288's kind of good to righties, but still, Miami's righties are pretty good. And as far as Connolly, I want nothing to do with this guy. We saw a limited sample from him. He's been hurt a lot this year, so we didn't see too much from him. But when we did see him, 390 WOBA to lefties, 400 to righties. So he wasn't doing all that well when we did. Granted, maybe it was an injury. The Phillies, of course, yeah, you're worried about the upside, but they are super cheap, and this is a Kershaw slate. So it's interesting. And Miami's bullpen is bad. So I think like we're gonna be waiting for this to see what this line does, right? Like let's see if Philly, because 4.2 kind of sucks, but let's see if that comes up. We saw with we see a lot of these teams move up, and it's usually a good sign. So I'd be curious to see what happens with this line here before I make a decision on Philly. But Cesar Hernandez is back. Just to note.
Yeah, he led off today.
Right. Yep. He's back leading off. Worth noting for sure. Here we go. Robbie Ray of the Arizona Diamondbacks visiting Sal Romano of the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, I think if you want to get off of Kershaw tomorrow and get somebody that maybe can match him, right now this is the only guy that I see is he has the strikeout upside to match Kershaw tomorrow. So in GPPs, I say go Robbie Ray. I also like the Diamondbacks here in that ballpark. I could think that they can crush this Ray Romano, Sal Romano, whatever he is. Like
Ray Romano.
He
You're so Hollywood, bro. Like out there in California, everybody's an actor. Like Ray Romano.
Oh, I used to work at a Vaughn's grocery store. Yeah. Right across the street from Warner Brothers Studios.
Oh, really?
So actors like Denzel Washington would come in all the time.
Oh, that's so cool. That's pretty cool, man. I love Denzel.
Bob Hope. Okay, I don't know. You millennials out there might not even know who Bob Hope is, okay? Bob Hope would come into the grocery store and just walk around the grocery store once. That was his exercise for the day. That's how senile the guy was. You talk to him and they'd be like, "Hey, Bob." You're like, "Huh?"
That was
How you doing?
That's not at all where
like,
I thought that was going.
Walk out. And he'd live in Palm Springs for like half the year because it was warmer down there. But then the other half, he'd come back and he'd live in his house was in Toluca Lake, which is right next to where I used to work. right by the studio. So yeah, all the Andy Garcia, met a lot of actors. It was cool.
That's awesome,
It
man. Like that's one of those things. Like don't get me wrong. I'm in Jersey, but like when you go to New York, like it's so crowded. Like you, if a actor walk right by you, wouldn't even know. It's just you're just looking like everybody. There's just too many people to look at. It's just too much. Like that is pretty cool, man. Like
it is, but you don't live growing up with it though. Like I don't really pay attention to it. Like
yeah.
I very rarely go to Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Joe, let me put it this way: Joe never goes to Hollywood.
Joe.
Okay,
Joe stays on the
Joe
patio. Joe stays on the
Joe
patio.
goes on the patio. Audie might go to Hollywood, but that's like rare.
Rare. Rarity.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Reds and Diamondbacks.
So yeah, I like the Diamondbacks as a stack tomorrow against Ray Romano, and I like Robbie Ray in GPP.
Yeah, man. I honestly, in GPPs only, I kind of like the Reds. And honestly, it's funny that we're here on different stances here because the reason I like the Rays is because of what you pointed out to me. Back when we were looking at Rays game log. And the reason I like the Reds, I'm sorry.
Ray.
The reason I like the Reds against Ray.
Okay.
I know that's
You're getting teams mixed up.
Rays and Reds. This is Robbie
Rays
Ray with the Tampa Rays, but the Sal Romanos and the Ray Romanos. Anyway, yeah, too many. But I like the Reds in tournaments because they're projected for 4.7. We got the park, and the reason that I like the Reds and not Robbie Ray is because of what you said. That was my point. Like you said a while ago. You remember you noticed he had no competition, and then we looked at his hard contact rates, and they were just through the roof, and they still are. 51.22 to lefties, 39.60 to righties. Exit velocity over the last 30 days or so, and like those over the last 30 days, those numbers. Over the last 30 days, his exit velocity to righties 89.5, and to lefties 89.1. So yeah, he strikes out a lot of people, but the Reds again, they don't strike out all that much. Duval, Suarez, Cozart, these guys can strike out, but they can also hit home runs. We've seen Votto hit lefty pitchers, and even Schebler, we've seen him hit lefty pitchers. So I think the Reds are interesting. I'm a little concerned with the upside. But at the very least, I think it's going to push me away from Ray. But I will admit, as far as I don't think people are playing Ray tomorrow. So I'll admit that like he is definitely in play for tournaments for sure. Because I don't.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Who's the hottest team in baseball right now?
The hottest team in baseball.
Who's the best team in baseball right now?
Who?
Come on. Who's got the best record in baseball? Come on. Come on.
Who?
Do I have to spell it out to you?
Spell it out.
I live in the city.
Spell it out.
Dodgers, right?
The Doyers.
Doyers, right?
Yeah.
Robbie Ray's last start, 6 innings, 13 strikeouts against the hottest team in baseball.
Yeah, but they can't hit lefties though. Like we've known that the Dodgers.
No,
can't hit lefties.
but okay. So who do you have? Okay, you know that Duval can hit lefties, and you also know that Votto can hit lefties.
And Cozart.
Okay, Schebler's not going to be in the lineup. Neither is Jeanette. So you basically got 3 guys. Suarez, maybe.
Like
I'm just
no. I hear you. It's just the Reds in general don't strike out a ton. Like Suarez does, Duval does, which is ironic because those are the 2 guys who are lined up. But like Hamilton, Cozart, Votto, even against lefties, they don't strike out a ton. They really don't. So it's like they can. Don't get me wrong. And like because Robbie Ray is good enough, like I'll give him that credit. Like I'll give him that he's good enough. Like he's a guy that can take a team that doesn't strike out and he can strike them out. But with the hard contact rate thing, man, I'm concerned here. I really am. He's got the upside, but like I've said it all year, man. I've always been behind the Reds, man, and I think the only reason they're not a good team is because they have literally no pitching. But their offense is decent, man. So it's like, listen, 4.7 runs. Let's see where it goes. If it goes lower, then yeah, obviously I'm gonna shift my focus more to Ray because he does make a great like tournament option. Because of exactly what we just said. The Reds don't normally strike out a lot. He can match Kershaw. And
he can match Kershaw.
Yeah, and like the Reds don't normally strike out a lot, but that's against like average to like a slightly above average pitchers. Against a guy like Robbie Ray, who you know is purely a strikeout guy, he does not pitch to contact, then yeah, he's in play. So it's like, but I at the same time, for the same reasons that Ray is in play in tournaments, in a way, like if you flip it to the other side, I think that puts the Reds in play also. Because they don't strike out a lot. They may put the ball in play, and if they do,
way low owned.
Well, yeah, definitely. for sure. But those hard contact rates, man, I'm telling you, man, they're just like
Mm-hmm.
they're out. But then again, I mean, the guy plays in a freaking Chase Field, so like I got to give him a little bit of slack, I guess, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got John Lackey of the Chicago Cubs visiting Sean Newcomb, the lefty from the Atlanta Braves.
Okay, so we have a right-handed pitcher pitching in Freeman Field.
Freeman Field, I like it.
So I'm just gonna say who I like right there. So I like that. On the other side, the Cubs let a lot of people down again today. I swear, every time you think that they're turning into Bears, take the Cubbies.
Back to
Those
the Cubbies.
damn Cubbies. They just, they think they think that they try to be your friend, and then poof, just out of the blue, they just drop you like yesterday's news without even a goodbye. And who knew? That's what you get when you play the Cubs. Who knew? I can't believe it. Serious. The minute you're about to jump on them and you're like, dude, we're friends again. We're back in the circle of trust. And they're like, yeah, we're back in the circle of trust. Then they do this Schwarber. Like, crazy.
At least Rizzo
For no
hit one,
reason.
though. Rizzo did hit one.
Rizzo did, yes.
Rizzo did.
Player of the day.
Play of the
He
day.
did. My
Patio Joe's play of the
brother
day. Rizzo.
Did not let me down.
Did not. So
That's
shout
right.
out to Rizzo doing his thing. But yeah, everybody else, man, that sucks.
But yeah, on the other side, also all the lefties. Also, I like Inciarte. I like who if Adams comes back in, I like him. So yeah, let's roll with those Braves tomorrow. It's a sneaky stack.
Oh yeah, the Braves for sure, man, against Lackey. I'm with you on that one, man. And you said it from the beginning with the Freddie Freeman antics.
Freeman Field.
It's Freeman Field. Start with Freeman. End with Freeman. I mean, like, yeah, Freeman. It's the guy you want in this game. Newcomb is like
3,800. He's not even that expensive.
no, yeah. I have a feeling that Freeman might be on somebody's article tomorrow. Maybe multiple people's articles tomorrow.
Yeah. We know Paulie B. Paulie B. Yeah, I like my man Freddie Freeman. Nice. Yeah, he has a good park shift. I like his park. Nice. That's my Paulie D right
That's the Paulie D right there.
I'm working on it. Okay.
It's all goody.
So.
But yeah, Newcomb is he's not somebody I typically like. I think this kid's decent, but like the Cubs are hit or miss, man. Like you said, you don't know what they're bringing. They're going to lefty. They got the guys to smash him. Chris Bryant, Addison Russell, Haps a switch hitter, Almora, like some of these guys. What's up with their catcher? Contreras. He should play, right?
Contreras is a good play, but he's a little bit more expensive now.
He's very expensive.
He's the highest catcher on the slate.
Oh, is he? Oh, wow.
Sorry,
yeah.
John. I'm not even. It's funny. It's like I always hate the days where like Gary Sanchez is the chalk. I hate those because I will if he goes off. Those are the days where I won't.
Yeah, because you're not playing him. You're not paying him for catcher.
I never play that. I didn't. And those are the days I just don't get it. Like I you know what I mean? Like you can go so many other places to pay up for a catcher. It just doesn't make sense. Unbelievable, So there's so many other value catchers that you can find. You just gotta look at, such as today. What did I say on the live stream?
John Gomes, man. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, man. Everybody was spitting fire today. Like you and Paulie both, man. Like I had some good takes in there. Like the whole team is just like killing it right now. Don't waste any time, man. Why take it right now? Coupon code podcast. Save yourself 20%. Sign up. And learn what you're doing before you do it. You're taking money and you're just like risking it without knowing what you're doing. Like try to learn what you're doing first. Like use that money to learn how to do it properly, and you'll probably last a lot longer, and you'll probably end up having way more fun.
Yes.
Anyway, Sam Gaviglio of the Seattle Mariners visiting Brad Peacock of the Houston Astros.
Yeah, my Italian brother is going down south into Houston tomorrow. It might not be good. I don't like his chances. I obviously Correa's out of the lineup. It makes their lineup a little bit easier. That doesn't mean you don't play Springer and Altuve. I mean, I feel like I just leave them in the lineup right now. Just leave them in the article. They're that good.
Well,
And
Correa, man,
so
Correa screwed everybody because he got hurt.
yeah, yeah, he got hurt. So you gotta check him
Yeah,
tomorrow.
check him.
Gaviglio, today, but I must say though, Colors let everybody down. Those Mariners were pesky. And Peacock is pitching for the
Astros.
Astros, and he has strikeout upside, but first of all, he is way too expensive on DraftKings, sure. And on FanDuel, he's 9,200. He might only go 5 innings.
What's his price on DraftKings?
Like 10-3.
What?
Yeah.
I'm looking at FanDuel at 9.2, and I'm like, damn, man, that's a little bit of a drastic jump. Wow.
I mean, he's a favorite. But look what they did today to McCullers. Like Seattle can hit the ball, and that was the one thing that worried me. Like everybody was on it, and it was almost like who else you would go to, but it was like Seattle's got a good offense. I don't care what anybody says. You got professional hitters. When you got Cano and Cruz, like in that lineup, they're always going to be in games. So I don't, I think that I'm not really on Peacock tomorrow. Sorry, I'm not on the cock.
Well,
right, I'm just not.
I'm sure that your wife would be happy to hear that.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, I'm with you. Like, I like Peacock a lot, and like, I finally caught on towards the end of his cheap dominance. That like, yeah, play this guy when he plays because he's cheap, so throw him in a tournament. But now he's like, now we got to think about it because his price is up there. He's almost priced as high as McCullers was, and McCullers is a little more established. And like you said, the problem is the ceiling here at that price. Like, if he was still super dirt cheap, then yeah, because you could make it up with the bats. You have enough money. But now at this price, I don't think I'm saving enough target against them. Like, it could change. We'll see how, by the time we do the live stream tomorrow, I might have a better depiction of what I'm looking for. But just off the naked eye, my first impression of this, you got Gamble, who's a lefty. Peacock, obviously, like, Peacock is dominant against righties, but the lefties, he's giving us some hard contact to him. And like, his xOBA, like 254 to righties, 319 to lefties. So it's like, he's not bad at all. He's good. But if you want to pick on him, it's going to be with lefties. And like, they could be more pesky to him, right? Like, they could raise his pitch count, which is something he struggles with already. So like, they'll let him go 100 pitches, but he's just like McCullers I don't mean he's the same pitcher. I just mean in the aspect of, yeah, he can get strikeouts, but he might be done in 5. And McCullers didn't even get 5 innings today. And like, it's not like they didn't let him throw his pitches. He threw his pitches. He just, these guys won't go away. They'll strike out. It's just, before they strike out, they'll walk a couple times. They'll freaking, they'll foul you to death. And Seager's starting to heat up. Nelson Cruz hit a home run second game in a row. Cano is a lefty in a decent spot. So I think I'm with you. But like, again, that could change tomorrow because I do like Peacock and I know he has the upside. But obviously for tournaments only. Like, the only way he's even considerable at all is in tournaments. But as of right now, like you said, I'm a little worried there with him. But like you said, also love the Houston bats. Check with Correa. I know he screwed a lot of people today, but he got hurt. Shit happens. What you gonna do? But they're still red hot. Beltran hit one today. I think Uriel had a good game, and yeah, man, you gotta love him. And Altuve, second base, 4.5 on FanDuel. It'll be interesting to see how many people choose him over Kershaw. It's gonna be like, it's a question. He's just one of those guys that's just out of reach. If you're playing Kershaw, he's just out of reach. So that's something to consider. Speaking of the devil, Clayton Kershaw of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Patio Joe's Los Angeles Dodgers, visiting Miguel Gonzalez, the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, I think what you want to do tomorrow is I think you want to put Kershaw in your lineup, especially for cash. That's the only guy I want to write up. It's pretty simple. There's cash games. There's nobody else you really want to go to. Then you want to start from there. You really want to work. Really want to find value, catcher, second base, shortstop, some outfield. He's only 12-7. I mean, it's a lot, but he's facing a team. Here's the thing, though, is that people are going to look at. I think they're still going to look at the numbers of the White Sox hitting lefties, and some other people are going to go other way. So I feel like you can also play him. You can find some stacks. What I want to look at, though, is I want to look at the Dodgers. Good value tomorrow. Miguel Gonzalez. I looking at his numbers, is so so much blow potential. Get into their line, get into their bullpen
Hold
too.
on, Joe.
It could just
You're kind of coming in and out of the audio. No, no, it's cool.
there.
Oh no, you know
Am I
what?
better?
No, it seems to be a little choppy here. Say something. Let me hear something.
See, is that better?
Yeah, there you go. Now you're back.
Better? All right, all right. Let me go. Okay. Okay, so Miguel Gonzalez, his last three starts, 9 points, 8 points, and 3 points. And then he had one good start of 45 points, and then it was 12, 8, and 6. So, I mean, geez, Lordy God, just get after this guy with the Dodgers tomorrow. Bellinger is only 3,800. He is the eighth highest first baseman or seventh highest first baseman. I like that. Second base, I like if at least playing, he's cheaper. Yasiel Puig, just to let you know, everybody, he has reverse splits. He hits righties way better than he hits lefties. Okay, and he's fairly, I bet you he's about 26 or 2,700. So he has 16, 17 home runs, and nobody's really paying attention to him. I very rarely really tout the Dodgers that much. I really like him tomorrow. Puig is only 2,500. Especially Kershaw to get the win. Everything just seems to line up. And on the other side, I just, I don't see it. Yeah, I like Puig tomorrow. I'm trying to look for other. Seager's 4,000. He's a little bit too expensive. Turner's 3,800. That's not bad. I like Freeman a little better. Catcher Grandal. He's 3,100. That ain't bad. Outfield, you got Jock. Jock Jams. He won't be too expensive, I don't think. So he's 36. That's actually kind of a lot, I think. So we'll see the lineup that they put out, but I like the Dodgers tomorrow in any way because I think they could really get to Gonzalez. And then once you get in the bullpen, all bets are off. And Kershaw.
Yeah, man. I think in cash games, very simple. Don't overthink it. You don't want to shy away from Kershaw. I don't want to hear, oh, but the White Sox hit lefties well. It doesn't matter. He's going to be popular enough in cash games. Again, like McCullers today. He's going to be popular enough in cash games to where even if he doesn't get you that 60, 70 point ceiling that we're hoping for, everybody else is going to have him anyway. And if he does go for that 70, you want to know that you're covered and you have him. So yeah, I think for Kershaw, it's like, are there other guys that can outperform Kershaw? Are there other guys that this season have done that? Sure. But why take the risk in a cash game when you know 80, 90% of the field is going to play Kershaw anyway? You might as well go down with them because you're not taking this way. It's like a safety thing. If he goes off, you're not like screwed and you don't have him. And if he doesn't, you're still okay as long as you have the right bats because everybody else has him. So yeah, with that said, Miguel Gonzalez, I think Puig is a great call, dude. I really like that Puig call. He's kind of had somewhat of reverse splits throughout his career, and he's in the brief time that we've seen him this year. Obviously, he's another guy with the injury bug, I think. Even
Good
so,
ballpark,
Yeah, it's in that ballpark. He's got a 329 xOBA to righties and a 303 to lefties. So it's higher to righties. I mean, like you said, Puig is a guy with reverse splits. JT is another guy with reverse splits. Of course, it's going to be hard to get off of Freddie, but this is a similar situation, right? Small ballpark. Turner, even though Turner is mashing lefties this season, he typically is more of a reverse splits kind of guy for his career. So he can hit righties. That's the point. It's not. I'm not saying don't play him against lefties. I'm just saying do play him against righties also. So, anyway, I think I'm with you.
They get, think about this. They also get the DH.
Yeah.
So there's no pitcher tomorrow. Yep. So, you could go. Here's a sneaky stack you could go with, and this is their lineup that they think they might throw out there tomorrow. I mean, you could go with an 8-9, stack of Utley and Puig, really cheap. 2.4 and 2.5. Those are two really value with Kershaw. And then you either can have you can either pick like Bellinger or Taylor or Seager or Turner. Then you pick one of those three. And you got a pretty good stack there for the Dodgers that I like if you wanted to do that with Kershaw. Because I just think that, everything I've always been taught is that if you're going to fade Kershaw in GPPs, you need to find somebody that can match it and you hope that Kershaw's going to bust. Do we really think Kershaw is going to bust tomorrow? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they have a 3.1 run total. I mean, yes, they could, obviously. I think that he will give up a home run. He seems to give up a home run every single start. So don't be surprised if he does that. But he's taken over a week off too. He pitched last Sunday. So it's just right. I don't know if you can even fade him in GPPs. I mean, like I said, the only other guy that I like that you could put in there instead is Ray.
Right. Yeah.
Right now.
I'm sorry. I definitely see your point a lot more now because I just went ahead and looked through the other pitchers, and it's like if you're not playing Kershaw, then it's either Peacock or Ray, because nobody else has near the K upside that those guys have, unless you're gonna full out punt pitcher. Maybe play a guy like Nova, who's super cheap at like 8.2, or you would even prefer somebody cheaper than that, and then just load up on bats if there's really a situation that you like. Otherwise, yeah, it's pretty much Kershaw and then Ray or Peacock. And the White Sox, man, it's tough to not want to play it against the White Sox. Now, what's interesting is he's still Kershaw, and like even with the model, like you're gonna see Kershaw might not be super at top of the model, and if he's not, the only reason is because his K per 9 this year on the road is like 9, something like that, and Peacock's is like 4.12 or something. But remember the sample size also, and it's still Clayton Kershaw, man. Like Peacock's been up here and starting for just this season. We've seen years of Kershaw dominance. We know the White Sox are bad. Yeah, okay, they've hit lefties in the past. We also saw Kyle Freeland almost no hit them, one out away from a no hitter.
That's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Those last two starts against lefties that we can remember offhand, they had Freeland going into the All-Star break. They almost got no hit. Mm-hmm. And then Friday night, Paulie D had a date with James Paxton, remember?
Yeah, Paxton.
And Paxton went out, and Paxton did well for everybody. Yeah. So that's another lefty that just dominated them. So they're going to roll out their guys tomorrow, and they're going to be jazzed because they're facing Kershaw. But, these teams – also, believe it or not, I don't know if many people know, these teams share facilities at the same spring training site in Glendale, Arizona.
Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, and I go out there every year for about 3 or 4 days to go see as many games as possible. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's good. That's totally cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kershaw, play him. In cash games, don't even think about it in cash. Just play him in cash. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna put Clayton Kershaw and just move on. Like, yeah. So, I'm just go. These are for DraftKings for second pitcher tomorrow. Yeah. It's really simple. Like I shouldn't have to tell you.
Yeah, that's the spoiler alert for the cash game article tomorrow, guys. For free. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Play Kershaw.
Yeah. Yeah. Next game.
All right, Luis Cessa of the Paulie D's New York Yankees visiting, here we go, Bartolo Colon of the Minnesota Twins. Unfortunately, you tell him, Joe. I can't even say.
Unfortunately, right now they're calling for heavy rain in the Twin Cities tomorrow, so Bartolo Day might have to wait one more day. And if the Twins are smart, I would just skip his start. Just go. You know what, Bart? Well, just
just not the Yankees.
Do your pull the polls. That's what the pitchers do. Just run in the back.
Yep. I used to do
pull the polls. You know what I mean? And just do that. Put your headphones on. You know what I mean? Like at the end of each poll, there'll be like a sandwich. It'd be cool. You know what I mean? It'd be fun. On the other side though, Luis Cessa, you could stack this game, Paulie D, when he wasn't coming on here, he gave us one bit of advice. He said, come on here and just say stack the Yankees and call it a night. Well, now that the weather is gone, obviously it's going to be tough also to stack the Yankees tomorrow night, even if you want to play Kershaw. They're not that expensive, but you're going to have to really like a different type of stack, or maybe a one-off. On the other side, though, I don't see why you couldn't play guys like Sano, Kepler, Mauer. They got some guy right now they project to start by the name of Zach Granite at 2K, batting second. If that comes to fruition, think about it. I don't know if that's going to be true or not, but But that's something that I'm going to tell you tomorrow on the live stream or in my article, because I'll know if he's starting or not for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, they both are projected for over 5 runs. So you can game stack this game. You can Wendy stack this game. You can double stack this game. You could triple stack this game. You could sandwich stack this game. You could put a burger and then make it a pastrami burger. You could put like cheesesteak on the burger. You can do whatever you want because there's a lot of goodness in this game. But I think it's gonna rain out. So
Yeah,
I hate
man.
to rain on your parade.
I know, I know. Yeah, Paulie, hey man, podcast gonna take you 2 minutes. Just tell everybody stack the Yankees against Bartolo. Yeah, yeah, sounds great. Then of course, when you're actually doing the podcast, you realize you are the one that is stuck with the rain out. So you had to do a little digging. Definitely disappointing, but yeah, I think I'm with you. It's not just calling for rain; it's calling for heavy rain. So pay attention.
Yeah.
Pay attention because listen, I got nothing to add. What you said is on point. The bats against Bartolo, obviously. But if it rains, you're gonna have to look elsewhere. It's gonna be interesting to see, because like you said, we have to monitor this, and the Yankees are kind of expensive. So some of their players like Judge, in tournaments, this could be interesting. If you want to risk it, if there's like a weather game, you want to risk. This could be it. The Twins have a terrible bullpen, so you got Bartolo in a bad bullpen, but you're gonna have to play the weather game. You're gonna have to take that chance for sure. Hopefully, if it's gonna get rained out, it's postponed early. Like they don't even waste time. They're just like, you know what, forget it. No, it's not happening. You know what I mean? But that's unlikely though, because that would be too easy for DFS players. Matt Boyd, the lefty from the Detroit Tigers, visiting Travis Wood, the lefty from the Kansas City Royals.
Wow. Yeah. Well, another game Vegas is calling for a high scoring. They're saying the wind's going to blow out 11 miles an hour in KC. Travis Wood is making a spot start. So when that happens, you got what you like here is maybe a little mini stack. Kinsler Castellanos, both, 3.1. Those are some good values right there. Obviously, you like JD. Obviously, you like the other guys. We always like the Tigers. Wise Take likes the Tigers. On the other side, you got Boyd. He's whatever. And you have like Merrifield. You could play the Royals. They never seem to be the team like you want. Like Moose today did not do very well. We were touting him all day. He was probably the bust of the night. In my opinion, he just did. I think he went 0 for 4. Did not do very well. So their price isn't that well. And they're all not that high. So I guess if you wanted to do a stack with Kershaw, it could work. But I don't love it.
Yeah, you don't love it, and like the upside that's normally there against the Tigers is kind of in question because of how bad their offense is at times. But it's going to be 94 degrees, 41% humidity, and from what I see now, there could be some wind blowing out to left field, about 11 miles an hour. So it's like you said, the Tigers. Yeah, obviously, I have some interest in the Tigers for sure. Knowing their track record against lefties over the years. But I do have some interest in the Royals. And you know what? I said this on the podcast last night. I ended up backing down. Like, on the live show, I really wasn't on the Royals much anymore. By the time we were done, by the time we were done with the show, I think there were other teams I like better, so I kind of just shifted off. But, again, we're on a podcast. It's a first look kind of thing. And again, I'm kind of liking the Royals here. Matt Boyd, it's a lefty. You got a bad bullpen behind him. Whit Merrifield, leading off 3-3. I just don't think he's never really that popular. Lorenzo Cain is a guy that can always kind of wake up. Sal Perez is only 2.9 on FanDuel. So with a slate where we don't know for sure if we can get away with fading Kershaw in a tournament, we're gonna need some cheap stacks. And so the Royals, I think they're for consideration. We have to consider them, even though we don't like to really play them, and especially not when we're excited about them and they disappoint us. It's it's worse. Like if the Cubs do it, it's like, well, the Cubs are good. They just won the World Series last year, so it's like you'll get over it and you'll play them again. But when a bad team does it to you, you're like, what was I thinking? Yeah. You just feel like, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
So I'm with you there. All right, we got the Nelson Lamet of the San Diego Padres visiting Antonio Senzatella of the Colorado Rockies.
Okay, maybe it's just really late and I'm really crazy, but things line up to me. I'm looking at numbers. I'm looking at a team that strikes out 22.6%, and I'm looking at a pitcher that strikes out 30.9%. He's 6,600, and I know he has like good starts and bad starts and good starts and bad starts. I'm gonna look at this more. I'm gonna probably listen to some what other people say because this might be really crazy. But Dinelson Lamet at 6,600, you could go for the absolute chalkiest lineup you want, and you put him in there. And if he goes off, even if he goes 5 innings or 6 innings and gives up 4 runs and 7 strikeouts, you might be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not crazy. I don't know if I'm crazy. I don't know if it's too late. I mean, you're just 3 hours ahead of me. So if you guys, I mean, if he agrees with me, check back with us tomorrow. Paulie D might be listening to this at 3:30 a.m. because trust me, he still will be up.
He'll be up.
And Fuego we might get the text. I might wake up to a lot of texts saying you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know right now. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, what if? You know what I mean? What if? Maybe. Like
it's possible. He's got amazing K upside. I like the Slamet kid. The only thing that worries
I know you do.
You know it. Only thing that worries me is his hard contact rate. His hard contact rates are extremely high. Now his xOPA numbers are good. Don't get me wrong. His xOPA numbers are very good. 308 to lefties. It's 258 to righties. So he's not getting destroyed. He's coming off a bad game, I think. But the issue is we have to look into what kind of pitches he throws because we know balls don't have a tendency to not break as well. And like if he can't throw his junk, then he just gets hit too hard. So
did he make a start there earlier? I want to look at that to see if he's made a start in Colorado before.
I don't know.
He may have.
No, listen. I'll say that as far as Senzatella, like he's not somebody that I'm dying to play, and I'm most likely
Senzatella. No.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen. But I will say German Marquez, who don't get me wrong, Marquez has definitely got way more K upside than Senzatella, but Marquez had a good game. He struck out a lot of people. At one point, he had like 40 FanDuel points. I think he kind of fell apart after that. I don't remember if he was in the game or out the game. But at one point, I looked, and Marquez was like the top, and he played like 41 FanDuel points. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, he did okay.
Yeah, Senzatella's not that guy. So I wouldn't go back to the well if you were one of those few people that pulled that off. But Lamet, we have to do our research on Lamet because we got to see what he throws, and we got to see if it's going to be able to move in course. And if it can move, yeah, you're right. The Rockies strike out. And Lamet, they don't have all that many lefties. 3 the most, right? Well, I guess with Parra 4 if they play Parra. But whenever they play Parra, they can't play Desmond or Cargon, so they got to make a decision. So
I mean, they have a 6.3 implied
it's
run
high,
total,
but it's always going to be high because it's Coors.
Yeah,
it's always going to be up there. So listen,
and that's why it's strictly GPP. But I'm telling you though, you could get any big stack you want though.
That's the only merit is like he's so cheap and he does have the K upside that like. He's the only guy in that tier. He's the only guy that below 7K that you can even think about on FanDuel. I'll agree with that. But we got to do. It's a long shot, but we got to do some work. We'll do some work tomorrow. We'll get after it. Blake Snell, the lefty from the Tampa Bay Rays, visit. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't even talk about the bats, did we?
Wait a minute. About this game. Well,
did we?
Well, we said Lamet. I mean, on the other side, like I don't know, like Senzatella, I guess. I just don't play Padres. I don't know why. I just don't. Like I just don't. I don't know why. I mean, it would have to be like
they
really,
suck.
really
That's
cheap.
why.
Yeah, it like when Pirella was like 2,000 when they first brought him up, that was good,
Yeah.
But like they all raise their prices too much. I just don't think that obviously they could score 20 runs in Colorado. Everybody can, but on the other side, obviously, if you want to get Blackman. Arenado. I don't even really like Cargo. I mean, think about this. This is how bad Carlos Gonzalez is. He is playing at home in Coors, and he's 3.2.
Yeah,
that
like
is how bad
he is, dude. That's like the intentional walk.
That's how bad he's been. Like, are you kidding? Like, even like Trevor Story is even more.
Yeah,
and Trevor Story's had a terrible year.
Yeah, terrible.
So
terrible.
it's funny. Like we talked about it in the live stream today. I don't look at Colorado like I do. If it beats me, it beats me. I'm going to go somewhere else because most of the time the price doesn't match the value. There's one guy here. Yeah, Blackman would have done good tonight. Yeah. If you played him, he was in the article. I wrote him up. But just like Coors has lost its luster right now.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the team. Maybe, believe it or not, everybody says it might be it's something. Well, the Rockies are a better team this year. They have better pitching that they've kind of pinpointed that they want the games to go 6 innings with guys that throw fastballs, that don't have stuff that curveballs or any stuff that, and then they come in with their bullpen with guys like Greg Holland and the guys that they signed in the offseason, that they make it a 3-inning game. Then all they do is throw heat, and I'm telling you, it has worked. And I think that's why it hasn't produced as much, because I don't think the visiting teams are scoring as much either. So you couple that with a Rockies team that's maybe a little bit more, I don't know, manufacturing runs more these days than the home run. It just seems like a lot of things are kind of meeting up at once, and that's why Coors isn't what it used to be, at least for this year.
Yeah, it definitely seems that way. We had that talk earlier, and then and of course but like the thing is like when I play Blackman, I don't play him because he's in Coors. I play him because I think he's a good hitter.
Yeah, he just is. No, he
he's
really
just
is
good. So it's like him and Arenado, those two guys. Like,
oh yeah,
like when it comes to them, like I played Blackman today, but it's like it's not because he's in Coors. It's because he's good. I thought he was good. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, but anyway. Blake Snell, the lefty from the Tampa Bay Rays, visiting Chris Smith from the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, I want a little bit of the A's tomorrow. I think I like a little bit of you could do a Rajay Davis, Marcus Semien, Chris Davis stack. Ryan Healy's always good against lefties. They always throw their lefty heavy lineup when there's a lefty on the mound. Josh Fegley is a good value for catcher. He hits lefties pretty well. On the other side, we don't really know much about this Chris Smith guy. He's thrown a little bit and he hasn't done much. But the Rays are hot right now. Souza hit a home run today. Longoria hit a home run. Morrison is really, really hot. Corey Dickerson's 3.3. I like that. If you want to go there, I think it'd be very kind of overlooked. And, I think the game as a whole might go overlooked too. I actually think that. And I like Chris Davis again tomorrow. That's for sure. Chris Davis and Ryan Healy, I think I like the best just looking right now.
I will not. I was all over Chris Davis on the pod last night and on the live show today. I played him. I am not playing him against Snell. This dude's ISO against lefties has been terrible this year. It's like 120 something or 130 something.
He can't hit lefties.
He's just not. Like he's always been like a reverse splitsy power guy, but in the past he was able to. This year, for some reason, this year specifically, he is really sucking against lefties. He's got like no power, dude. I don't know what it is. But yeah, he from now on until he shows me otherwise. And like, watch, he's gonna hit 2 home runs tomorrow. This is how it goes. That's how it goes. But yeah, man, that's something that like I only realized like a little while ago. But yeah, it's like I couldn't believe it. I looked up I just happened to, because usually if I look a player up outside of the model, I rely on the model for our recency stuff. But if I want to dig in and look at a guy's career stats, like I'll pull it up, and like so I pull up his career stuff, and then I checked and I'm like, wait a minute. In 2017, this guy's ISO halfway through the season against lefties is freaking like 130. Like what?
Wow.
And so like just wanted to point that out to you. I do like the A's though. Don't get me wrong. I think Semien, who let me down today, I'm going right back to the well with Semien. I'm assuming he's going to bat second again at 2.4. I'm all over it. Cash game porn, yeah. Totally into it. Healy in tournaments. I think Healy's a great call for tournaments. Paulie's boy Chapman, if you don't want to play, it sucks that they're both at third base, but yeah, I'm with you, man. I think the bats on both sides here are certainly interesting. The Rays are hot. Lomo's been, like you said, he's been a monster. So I'm with you on this game, man.
Nice.
Edwin Jackson of the Washington Nationals visiting Fuego Chavez, the Los Angeles Angels.
Okay, so this is Edwin Jackson. This is like he's another guy that everybody's like, oh my God, Bartolo and Edwin on the same day. Like it's very, very like you could really, really get like awesome returns here. Mike Trout's 4.5. He's a little expensive, but I don't see why you couldn't play him if you like the Angels tomorrow. I don't see why not. The problem is I look on the other side. You can attack Fuego Chavez with the Nats. I like Steven Drew if he's batting second at 2.2, even more than Marcus Semien at 2.4. He's just hitting in front of Bryce Harper, and Semion's probably hitting in front of Alonso. So you do, I'd rather have that. Brian Goodwin at 3-2 is way too expensive. So just move on. Bryce Harper's 5,000. That's way expensive tomorrow on a Kershaw slate, in my opinion. Zimmerman at 3-2 isn't bad, and Rendon is all the way up to 4,000. God, pricing is so weird these days. So I like the Nats if you can fit in somewhere somehow. And on the other side, one-offs, I guess, because Edwin Jackson's terrible. So I don't mind, if Cole Calhoun, I like that. Cameron Maybin's only 2.7. That might not be bad with Trout. Take a look at it. Pujols, maybe.
Yeah, man, I think that it's definitely a game that you don't want to ignore because the Nationals, obviously, we know that they're very good offensively, and Fuego Chavez. I gotta stop doing that. I'm gonna really get confused. Jesse Chavez. I'm really gonna think his name is Fuego Chavez. He's been significantly better at home. I want to point that out. 9.3% better. His xOBA, his differential, home and away, 9.3% better at home. That's worth noting. Because he has a decent sample size with that, and not to mention he's got a 284 xOBA to lefties and a 327 to righties. So maybe Rendon, who is expensive, people won't go there again because he's expensive, and there's just too many better third basemen that'd rather play. They don't want to pay for a righty on righty batting 6 in the Angel Stadium. Zimmerman 3.2. He can, he's a guy you could easily fit in with Kershaw if you want to. But again, there's you're passing up on a lot of good people. You're passing up on Freddie Freeman to play Rendon. That's tough. With that said, not a lot of people are going to do that. So as much as and it's it's interesting when I mentioned because if you look at his overall WOBA numbers, the regular WOBAs, Chavez is terrible to lefties, but his xOBA numbers indicate he should improve based off the exit velocity, the hard contact, and the launch angles, etc. So it's interesting, maybe a mini stack because we're worried about the upside in the stadium. Zimmerman Rendon, totally see it. And on the Angels, nobody likes rostering the Angels, but this Edwin Jackson kid, I think he's okay to target. I'm with you on that. And plus the bullpen, the Nationals bullpen is absolute ass. Mike Clevenger of the Cleveland Indians visiting Ty Blotch of the San Francisco Giants last game.
Yeah, here's a guy, Clevenger, that if you really want to kind of almost sort of be safe, you can go there just because I know he's facing a team that doesn't strike out much, but kind of like Nova in the same aspect, he's going to get you 40 points, I think. He's been pitching really well, and nobody will really be on him. It's a late-night hammer. Block on the other side against the Indians. The Indians will probably play their righty-heavy lineup. Again, Yan Gomes, boom, another lefty pitching tomorrow. So Yan Gomes will probably be in the lineup. Hopefully will be in the lineup at 2,300, I'm sure. So I liked him, and he hit a home run last night. So roll with him again, I think. And that's probably about it. I'm not really looking for too much.
Yeah, man.
Else.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't want to completely ignore this game. I might find me a one-off in the outfield. Like you said, Gomes is pretty cheap for catcher if you want to go that route. He delivered for us today. But Blotch is a lefty, and I know Cleveland doesn't hit lefties very well, but Blotch is a lefty that doesn't strike anybody out. So it's a little different. You know what I mean? It's not like he's going against a lefty who strikes. If you're not striking people out, you're giving up hits, right? Or contact at least, right? So yeah, man, I'm with you on that as well. They're not dying to target this game, but at the same time, you don't necessarily want to ignore everybody. I think it's okay to look around here. Yeah. Clevenger is really good. I just don't like him in this matchup. But Clevenger's having a great season, and I think he's got some interesting stuff. But
I mean, you think about it, it's a good ballpark, and he's going from American League to the National League.
Right.
So I mean, if you think about it that way, I know they don't strike out that much, but it's not a bad way to look at it. I think. Let me ask you this: who do you like better, him or Nova?
Oh man, you see,
they're the same. I think they're sort of the same.
They're
right?
reverse positions, but yeah, it's it balances out to be the same. It's you got Clevenger's got the K upside, but his matchup, And then with obviously with Nova, he doesn't have the K upside, but his matchup does. That's an interesting point. Nova's cheaper.
They're the same price.
Yeah,
$300.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what it comes to. Is you're looking at who's cheaper, and it's only $300. So it's that's interesting. Not that big a deal. That's interesting for sure, man. Wow. Hey man, Always a lot of fun when I get Patio Joe. We didn't get you on last night. I know you had to, it was the wife's birthday, and you had to do your
Yes.
thing. So, that's awesome. But we did miss you, and you hopped on the live chat. You were there, so it was nice to have you on the show. Anyway, I know you were filling in today, but still, it's always nice to have you.
Yeah, it's fun. I like, at least I love going in there and making a presence right away
Oh,
in the live
yeah.
chat. Like I wanted to come in with like because you guys didn't think I was gonna come in, so I figured I'd just come in with like some statement, you know. Everybody will like it,
Oh
That's
yeah.
what I think.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anyway, man, let's play some Dong Watch and we'll get out of here. All right.
All right. So
We're gonna do
okay, so
we're
what do
gonna
we
do the
do?
4K,
Over
3K,
4?
2. Yeah, 4 or higher, 3 or
Okay.
higher, and then somebody somebody for the 2.
Okay, and no Coors, right?
Nope,
Is that
no cores. You know it.
no Coors? 4 higher, no Coors. Okay. Let me just take a look real quick. I want 4 or higher. 4 or higher. Daniel Murphy.
Oh yeah, I think.
Hmm.
All right, Daniel Murphy. Now I gotta find somebody 4K or higher. Let's see if I can do it. Well, I didn't notice that Chris Davis for the Orioles is only 2.9 tomorrow. That's very interesting with a Kershaw slate. Anyway, interesting. No, I don't like that. Man, I could see this is not so easy. It's
Mhm.
like it's like weird. Like most of the guys are in the high threes, like just out of reach to play with Kershaw. But like there's
Mhm.
not too many guys that are like. See, I'd like to take Judge. It's just the rain, but I really don't think that game's gonna play. So give me Bryce Harper.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Bryce Harper.
Both going to that game.
Yeah,
All
we're both
right.
gonna go to that game, which is weird because I probably won't even play
Mhm.
guys from that game. But like, he's
Mhm.
5K. Does that count? Like, can I not do that?
No, I mean, the only other guy I was saying looking at right now. I mean, obviously there's other guys. I was gonna say maybe Goldschmidt.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about that. That's a much better
Good
call.
ballpark against
That's a,
Ray Romano.
that is Ray Romano, of course. Guy can't pitch.
I think you got your title.
Yeah. As always with Patio Joe, like I said, the title's always easy. All right, man.
Everybody loves Ray.
Everybody loves Ray. 3K.
Freeman Field.
Oh,
Freddie Freeman.
you. That was a
Easy.
good one. That was a really good one. Okay, let me go.
I mean, you could take my boy. I mean, it's real simple.
The kid.
It's that the kid, dude. I mean,
Do I
Miguel
want the
Gonzalez.
kid? I feel like Patio Joe is making an offer that's gonna turn into a trap.
No. I mean, he hit for the cycle, man.
He
Damn,
did. He
you see
did. He
that?
did. All right, I'll
He's
go.
the
You
first.
convinced me. I'll go with the kid. Give me Bellinger.
Okay, he's the first Dodger hit for the cycle in like 44 years.
Wow.
Believe it or not, yeah, it's crazy. He's
How do they
21
even,
years old.
it's amazing that they even keep track of that stuff.
22. Yeah. Okay, and then we're going 2 and below or 2.5 and below.
Just in the twos. Just in the twos is fine.
Okay. In the twos, I am going to stay where you stayed, but I'm going on the other side against my cash game pitcher. Matt Davidson is hitting a home run off of Clayton Kershaw tomorrow
Ooh, hashtag hot take.
at 2,200.
Bro, the show is
I
wise
could
take.
have
Not
went
hot take.
Abreu. I could have went Avisale Garcia. I wanted to go a little bit different and go
He wanted to
Davidson.
get funky. He just wanted
Like
to.
really, like Davidson. Like I really think he usually gives up like one home run a game.
Right.
If you look at his logs, it's pretty much.
Oh yeah, it's been almost automatic this year. Somebody.
Mhm.
You know, I'm gonna go.
Somebody.
I can't believe that you even left me this guy. But give me Yasiel Puig.
There you go,
I can't
bud.
believe it. Now I ended up on the Dodgers somehow.
Everybody loves the Dodgers. I mean, damn. You look at Kershaw's game. Oof.
Hey Joe, man, I was appreciated as always, bro.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun to step in and for Paulie, and I'm sure he'll be listening to this in about an hour or two.
Yeah.
So and Fuego be listening to this, and everybody else that's listening, we appreciate it. We really do, and we want you to subscribe, where you get more comedy and you get more fresh takes every day, and you get more quotes.
Awesome. I'm with it, man. Sign up, promo code podcast. Use that in the coupon code, save 20%. Listen, try us out for a day if you're not comfortable. I recommend the monthly. Save your money and just come with us. Well, once you're with us, I'm confident that you're going to love our product because we care and we're doing this for the right reasons. We want the industry to succeed, just to give us the platform to play. And it's only going to happen if people get better. We're trying to educate the newer players on how to play. Learn to play the game the right way. It takes repetition. Even if you're not playing right now, play the free contest, but learn. Like learn something. Like, don't just throw your money away. Spend your money wisely. Don't throw it away. Use it on something.
You know what's funny is that me and a lot of people talk about this. Like, it doesn't even matter really what sport you're playing when it comes to the three major sports. When you learn, what you're learning at each sport is lineup construction, and it's kind of the concepts kind of go from sport to sport. They're the same concepts. You just kind of tweak it to that sport.
Right, you tweak it to that sport. Yeah.
So the more you do it, the more repetition, the better you get at it.
Yeah.
So so you think about it, you get a head start in baseball season right now. You sign up, you kind of get your feet wet. You know what to play. You know where to go. You know who to avoid because you listen to my videos. You listen to what we say on the live stream, and then when football season comes, you already know how to attack it and where to go week one. You're not lost in going into these shark MME contests that you have no chance of winning.
Yeah. If you have no clue what you're doing, you're gonna lose money quick. Like, I get all the promises of sport riches that brought you here, and you think you're gonna come here and you're gonna win $100,000 in the first week. Listen, 99.9% of the people that doesn't happen to. And if you like this, if you enjoy this, if you love sports or you love math or you love just gambling or you love just taking risks or whatever, there's plenty to love here. I mean, look at all of us. We love it. We love this. We eat, breathe. This is it. We eat, we breathe, we hit it, like everything. And so we want you. We're looking to build that community of people. We want a solid just community of players. We want a great community where people could learn. People of all experiences levels. So come on. We got a great, wonderful team, and you're not gonna regret it. You're gonna be satisfied with the products. I'm confident in that. Anyways, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that thumbs up. It means a lot to us. Subscribe to the channel. If you're listening on iTunes, give us a follow. Podbean, give us a follow. If you're listening on iTunes, subscribe to the iTunes show as well, and give us some positive reviews. Let's see them review some 5-star reviews, move us up those charts. Also, if you're winning, guys, this is for guys who are already subscribers, and guys who listen to the podcast who aren't subscribers yet. I'll say yet. When you guys are winning, share it with us. We want to share the sweat with you. We want to see how you guys did. Just give us a tweet, the Wise Take Twitter at @wise_take. Or even tweet one of us. That's fine too. Pauly D, myself, or Joe. But make sure you tag that Wise Take Twitter, and we want to know. We want to see you win. We get excited when other people win. The only thing better than me winning is seeing our members win and seeing fans of our podcast winning. That's the only thing that's better than the feeling of like us winning. That's
right.
But anyway,
that's right. We love it.
We love it. All right, for Joe, for myself, as always, good luck.
Peace.
Yeah.